Have you ever heard the saying, if you want to be successful, you should hang around successful people? Well, today we have a special person joining us who's going to talk about her online business and how successful she's become. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I have got a special guest today. We have Wendy Nolan in the house, and she's going to talk to us about how she built a successful online business. So we're going to dive right in with our first question for Wendy. And Wendy, I'm going to have you introduce yourself, but I'd like you to share how you started making money online with us.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. I am Wendy, and I am a 57-year-old grandma. I always say grandma because they're the apple of my eye, my three little grandchildren, and I'm from Ontario, Canada. So I love the fact that Elizabeth here is from the States. So we are like global business, and it's so cool when you can reach people all over the world. It's blows my mind. But this is my journey a little bit. We're really short for retirement, my husband and I. And, because of health issues and as being married with my husband and just sometimes just not being wise with our money, right? So we got our financial act together late. The good thing is we did get our financial act together, but that means that we were short for retirement when you kind of look at the numbers, right? And then when I became a grandma about 9 years ago, I was struck with the realization, I don't know if anybody's a grandma, you understand this, is that you hold that little baby in your hands and it's like, oh my goodness, like where has the time gone? How am I a grandmother and my kids are this old? Like, how am I this old? And then I realized like had to miss a lot of my kids, my girls, when they were growing up, like certain milestones because of my job. Like I managed an entertainment farm. So that meant working long weekends, on holidays, all summer. When people are typically having holidays, I was working because they would come to us for fun, right? So that meant having to miss things with my girls growing up and not even really able to have holidays with my husband because it's kind of funny. He had his busy time was through the winter because he's an accountant, so tax season and things like that. And then that's when I'm like, I'm really slow, right? So that was kind of most of our life. So when I became a grandmother, I was like, I want to do things differently. I don't want to miss the milestones in my little precious granddaughters' lives. I want to be that present grandma. And the way I was working, it just wasn't looking that way. So I made the decision to start looking online. And honestly, I fumbled around a lot. I lost money. I tried this and that. But, when people ask me, oh, like, what was it like losing money? I'm like, you know what? I mean, nobody likes to lose money. We've done other things in our life and lost money. But I always say, at least I was taking action. At least I was trying. And sometimes those things that I tried are the things that helped me to realize when I saw what I'm in now, the difference. And so if I didn't have those comparatives, I wouldn't look at this and go, wow, like this is what I've been looking for. So they teach you lessons, they're part of your story, they're part of your journey, and they're valuable, right? Failure is not failure unless you don't do anything with it. So because of that, when I all of a sudden like saw the program I'm in now and I looked at it in February of 2024, I was like, okay, wow, this is what I wanted. Other things had a little bit here, a little bit there, but this had like all those little bits in one thing. And I was like, finally somebody gets me, gets my brain. And the fact that the lady who put the program together, she was another grandma. I was like, I totally relate to this grandma, like totally relate, right? Like-mindedness. So that's kind of my journey, how I got to where I am in a little nutshell.
Hey, that's great. So, did you ever have an aha moment where you started this online program and then you were like, this could actually work? This could actually change my life. Did you
Mhm.
have that moment, and tell us about it?
I did before I even purchased the program because, like I said, that experience I had when I saw this, I was like, this is the program that's going to change my life. Like this is it. I had no doubt. And honestly, I'm a believer, so I believe in God's direction. And so I had been praying because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going, I don't know why I can't seem to find anything. And then when I saw this, I just felt God going, this is for you. This is it. So I totally jumped in knowing this was the answer to that prayer and that it was going to be what I needed. I wasn't even thinking about, I was only thinking about myself. Like, in all honesty, not that the impact it would have on all those I share it with, but at that point I was thinking about, yay, it's for me, it's for me, right? That's just the narrow-mindedness of the moment. But as I got into it, I realized the impact it could have on other people. So yeah.
That's
Mhm.
huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. And
Right.
full disclosure, I was at the same place. I
Yeah.
was thinking about me,
Yeah, exactly,
how
right?
this could benefit and change my life.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So I definitely get that. So, what would you say is the biggest mistakes that you see beginners making?
Yeah, and I do see this. They try to be somebody they're not. People think they have to be like, we're all guilty of it. We see successful people and we go, I just need to copy what they're doing. I just need to do exactly what they're doing. And to a point, that's true. But you still need to be you. You can't be somebody else. And I always say to people, I said, it's like putting on somebody else's shoes and walking. You can do it for a while, but it doesn't fit right. It doesn't feel right. As soon as you put your own shoes back on, you're like, oh, finally, now I can move faster. I have momentum. So when people show up not as authentically them, I say, you are your own superpower. Your message, your story, your reasons, your why, just you are uniquely made as anybody else, and there's only one of you. So when you show up as you, there's only one of you. And that's a good thing because that's when you shine the brightest. So I see people showing up trying to mimic or somebody else and not being their true authentic self. But when they make that toggle switch, that's when momentum happens.
Yeah, that's good. That's so true. I remember when I started the program and I first started doing videos, I would go and I would look at other people's videos just to see how they were doing it.
And that's a
And
good thing. That's a really good
you
thing,
can
right?
learn a lot.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
there's pros and there's cons to that
Yes. Yeah.
because you then also have to make that your own instead
Hmm.
of trying to be like them or
Yeah.
sound like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you there. So you have built a strong presence on YouTube. What type of content works for you and how did YouTube work for you?
Well, I didn't start on YouTube. Honestly, YouTube kind of intimidated me. It's like I'm like, who am I to be on YouTube? Like I looked at YouTube as, people smarter than me, people who had more influence than me. And I just didn't think it was for me. I was on short form video, TikTok mostly. I had a presence on Facebook and Instagram, but there was a lot like on TikTok. I'm a goofy. If you go to my TikTok channel, you will see that. And I don't post on TikTok rarely anymore, but my videos are still there. And I'm a big goofball, and that's me showing up as authentically as me because I just like to have fun. I have fun with my grandkids, and you just ask anybody, Wendy's goofy. So when I show up and TikTok gives you that platform to be goofy. I don't know. It just seems to be that kind of a goofiness type of platform. But there was a lot of and it could have changed with US now owning TikTok. However, prior to that, it was very much as you grow a channel and you become more and more followers, well, the scammers like to duplicate you. And it's a very easy thing to do on TikTok. There's not a lot of regulations, at least there was not at the time. So I had a lot of scammer accounts where there was a lot of fake Wendy's out there. With my face, they stole my videos, even though you check the little buttons that they cannot take your videos. They do. And then they try to scam people as me. And that is not okay with me. And no matter, I would spend too much of my time fighting the scammers than growing my business. And I'm like, what? Why am I doing this? Like, this is not a very legit platform. And like I said, I like having fun on there, but until they get that figured out, I just decided that I wanted a more legitimate platform. And YouTube was that more legitimate platform. And I didn't know this at the time. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know, whatever. That YouTube actually, you could start earning from your videos on YouTube. Like you start to get YouTube AdSense. So it could become another income stream. I'm like, seriously, I said, I post videos to help people and teach them things and grow my business at the same time. And then YouTube would pay me to do that. I'm like, ooh, that's like double dipping. It's like, okay. So I started to pivot to YouTube. I didn't make a cold hard, I still did a little bit on the TikTok, while I was learning the YouTube. And now like I said, I've hardly posted in months and months and months on TikTok. So
So
now I'm
are you
YouTube,
primarily YouTube?
only YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean those other accounts are still there. People can go see me on there and you could look at the dates. Maybe once every 6 weeks, I might just go over there and post a goofy video. I don't know, but it hasn't happened very much. But yeah, so I'm full-time YouTube now. I love YouTube.
Gotcha. Well, I like YouTube too. And I will say, to go back to your comment about, authentically being yourself, showing up as yourself, posting as yourself. When I first started on TikTok, you and I are opposite. I am very much an introvert, quiet, not really outwardly goofy, and I loved your videos. I loved your content, but it was one of those things where I was like, well, that's not me,
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and you can definitely do that. That's important, to be your own self.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what I love about the online space is that you can be you. And
Yeah.
it's important to be you. You don't have to be goofy like me, but we appreciate people, don't we? We appreciate people that can do things that we could never do.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Like you're like, oh, that's pretty brave, Wendy. I love it, but I could never do it, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, what surprised you the most about building income online? So if you're speaking to people who are maybe, you know, considering or intrigued by having an online business, what surprised you the most about what you're doing?
Well, if you're my age, if you're in your 50s, if you think back to when we were first educated and getting a job, there was nothing like this, right? I mean, in our world, the internet is very new. In reality, right? Like
Yeah.
all this stuff is very new. So the opportunities were not there for this type of flexible type of an income. So when I realized it, when like I wanted that, that's what I was striving for with all those other things that didn't work. And then when I found this, I was like it works. It gave me the education, the knowledge, the belief that this could work, and the ability now that I have to work around my own schedule. Like to take this, like we were at Costa Rica, like I was at Costa Rica for 2 weeks this past crazy winter here, and I had my phone. So I was able to make money from Costa Rica just as easily as I can sitting here in Canada. It blows my mind. I mean, I know it's real, I know it's true, but it's still like in this like non-techie brain of mine. It still fascinates me. I'm still in awe of what we have at our fingertips if we just want to learn something.
That's awesome.
Because if you want to get your time back, if you want to get truly have a flexible way to earn money. Like I wanted a flexible retirement, but that wasn't going to happen unless I changed what I was doing because I was at a job, right? A location. And I did enjoy my job, but I didn't like the fact that I had to be there to do it. And somebody else, I was still trading time for dollars. Whereas when you are doing the online thing, you have something that we call automation, and then we call it our freedom machine because it truly gives you your freedom back because it's working for you 24/7. So it's like, I always say, it's like I have a bunch of little Wendy's out there, my little minions working for me while this Wendy's having fun with her grandkids or having a holiday in Costa Rica, right? Because of automation, that gives me my time and my freedom. So that's totally what blew my mind when I started this.
Love it. Love it.
Mhm.
So many people feel like time that they're starting too late. So
Mhm.
if you were to say something to people who are like us in our 50s or even 60s or 70s, how
Mhm.
would you encourage them?
I have a lovely lady in my community. She's 81. And she's like, and bless her soul, she is the most, I just love her. Like, she's the most positive, and if these younger people can do it, so can I. This keeps my brain young. Anyways, so I just love her. So it doesn't matter your age. Age is a mindset. I mean, obviously, age affects us physically as we age, but if you want something bad enough, if you want to learn something, you learn it. I don't care how old you are. And honestly, I think it's an advantage. I see, especially on YouTube, I'm going to say this because I've done enough research on YouTube now to know that 50s and 60s, YouTube wants our age group on there. Because, first off, do you relate more to somebody your age in your age group, or do you relate more to a younger person? We relate
My,
more to, right? Like your age.
yeah.
So when you see somebody your age that has similar issues to you, similar struggles, you're going to relate to them. I'm not going to relate to my daughter and raising kids because I've been there, done that, and I don't have those same issues anymore. I have retirement issues. I have menopause issues.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have different issues that these
Yep.
younger ones won't even understand until they get to our age, right? So, like, age is a mindset,
Yeah.
and nothing should stop you from achieving your dreams. And look at Colonel Sanders. I mean, when did he start making chicken?
Actually, I don't know. Was he older when he did that?
He was in his like 60s or 70s,
I
right?
did not know that. That's
Yep.
awesome.
When he started making chicken. So, and look at him. I
Yeah.
mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken is famously known, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he truly left a legacy with what
Yes.
he did.
Absolutely.
And, there's no reason. So many people like, you work and you work at a job and the job provides, and we are thankful for provision, but maybe it's not a passion.
Yeah.
And, to put 30 or 30, 40 years into something that's not a passion,
Yeah.
it breaks my heart. Like, why not? Now's the time. Let's not live with regret. Do something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Step out of your comfort zone.
And
Live
where,
with no regret.
yes, absolutely. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So, what does success look like to you right now today from when
Mm.
you first started your online business?
Well, like I said, when I first started, I was looking at me, like how I could have success because I wanted it to financially impact our family and our future and our retirement. So I was looking at it more self. And now success, what it looks like to me, I mean, I have, funny enough, while I was in Costa Rica, my husband went to the bank. I'm not a numbers person. I am not the banky person, but I do go every now and then just because she wants to see my face. But he went there on his own, and she's like, "Well, you have solved your retirement issues. You could, he said to my husband, you can completely retire whenever you want. Like, you guys are good now." And
Wow.
I know, right? Like,
What a blessing.
right? I'm so thankful. But that's not mean you stop doing what you want to do. Now you can do the stuff you really love to do. I mean, like if
Yeah,
you can combine what you love to do and what you do, that's, where the real magic happens. However, now my mindset, our pastor spoke this past Sunday about one more person. Is there just one more person? And I think, is there one more person that could be blessed with this business that could help them? I think of the other person now. How can I help somebody achieve what that's going to impact their life? Right? Like I
I
said, I've
love that.
turned from inwards to outwards. And it's yeah, it's just so exciting when when I see people wanting to learn about it, wanting to take some action, wanting to learn the skills that can radically change their life. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if someone was watching this and they were feeling, financially stressed,
hmm
what's one action step that you would tell them to do today?
Stressed because they're working hard and money's
Yes.
tight
And
and
they
stuff.
need to bring in some extra money.
Well, first I'd say look into this, because you don't know what you don't know until you know it. Plain and simple. And so once you look into it, then people are smart. They can say, is this for me or not? And I'm not saying this is for everybody. I mean, everybody could do it. I honestly believe that. But not everybody will want to. And that's okay. People are people. But if you really have that, you're stressed, you're like, I know there's something more for me, then you need to do yourself a favor and seek answers because you can't make informed decisions unless you have knowledge to do that with,
Absolutely.
right? So
Absolutely.
once you learn, then you can say, for me, I'd say I'm going to pray about this. I'm going to talk to my husband. Actually, I didn't talk to my husband about this when I started, but I should have. And typically I do.
Don't do as I do, do as I
Yeah,
say.
no, I do. It's not my marriage advice because I tried a bunch of things and I thought, I really want to do this, but I don't want him painting me with the, well, look what you've done. It hasn't worked. So I'm like, that's it. I'm just going to do it because I really knew I needed to do this. And I was going to prove to him success before I told him. That's what I did. But anyways, still, I do recommend bouncing it off your spouse.
Well, I want to thank you from the
Ah,
bottom of my heart for
yeah.
being on our channel today and talking about, your journey to having an online business.
Well,
So
thank you
thank
for
you.
having me. You're
Yes.
most welcome. Always happy to share. Because, like I said, I think everybody can shine their light bright, regardless if it's online or offline. So, if one more person can be inspired to change their life, then it's all worth it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome. Thanks.
If you want to know how you can have your own online business, click on the link below and I'll send you a free blueprint to show you step by step what I'm doing as a way to earn additional income in my mid-50s, something that I can carry with me into my 60s and 70s, well into retirement. Check it out.